A warm welcome to you as we continue our stay at the vaal. It is a Wednesday racing. We are previewing on a Monday, so you may find that by Wednesday, a lot of things have changed given the events on the preceding day, Tuesday, and of course, betting markets will have certainly had their say as we head to Wednesday. Right, so it is racing 8 races once again. 12:20 is the off time, and this time we are on the standside track, the old track, which sees that first leg of the bipod being a maiden plate over the 1200 meters. And for racing welcomes you maiden plate fillies and mares. And talking about welcome, it is weighted to win. Welcome you on behalf of Betway and of course on behalf of Mr. Marie.
Thanks for having me. How are you doing, Mr. Mtsimbi?
I am very, very good. Certainly a great card that you previewed for us for Tuesday. Let's hope Wednesday is as intriguing as our Tuesdays.
Let's hope you had a good sleep in your Airbnb. Opening leg of the bar pot. Let's touch on the two fillies that contested the same race last time out.
Yes.
And that is Line in the Sky
And
Take Your Place.
uh-huh.
Now, they finished very close up to Autumn Bar. They are being backed up very soon. What is that, 6 days later?
Yes.
So hopefully this race doesn't come too soon for them and they can both
Well, by the
feature.
time we get to, it'll be 6 days by
Yeah.
the time we get to Wednesday, yeah.
So they got fitness on their side,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I saw 5-1 about Cato Clock. I don't think that will trade anything under 10-1 or double figures. That will be the drifter in the market. Now, if you like Take Your Place's chance or Line in the Sky, have a look at the run by Francine, who actually holds Take Your Place.
That's behind the first timer, one world first timer that won for Corner's Piece.
That's right. And I know Take Your Place had to be eased in the latter stages, but really, I mean, Take Your Place was having a 10th or 11th start, and Francine was making her debut. So you have to be confident. What is the favorite's name?
The Francilian.
Francilian.
Uh-huh.
Can confirm that for
Now,
form.
we had, just sorry to cut you quickly before you round off. Vicky did the interviews with Natalie, who was standing in for Lucky.
Yes.
And she said to her, generally, this was before the first timers came out, because remember they had another first timer come through. And she says, what about your first timers? And she let off a giggle. And that giggle suggested we should have decent runs. And she says, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And Francilian nearly started the ball running.
Lucky's taught the missus very well.
No, but Lucky's up front, huh?
Yeah, so no, we have to go into the opening leg of the bipod confident in that number 11 should finish in the top two.
All right, so let's have a look at that selection slide. It is looking at a bipod. The outlay is of just 48 Rand. And just a word on those two first timers, Mr. Marie. 12 Palace Dancers are sister to Where's the Party. And the 13 Zolta Star CD, DJ Jazzy D, a big investment again. This is half sister to Ambiorix, who won the Grade 1 gold medallion. That is stepping out on Wednesday. That is race 1, first leg of the bipods. All right, so we get into the first leg of the PA, and it goes with all the respect in the world of my following comments. But I think if the first timers, which there are a couple from reputable stables, are any good at all, they should fight out the finisher to that first leg of the PA. They are the 11. Musical score was at 17-20. This is the 3-year-old son of Oratorio. It's Lucky Udalakis with the services of Gavin Arena, and that is in the colors of Mr. Lawrence Verners. And then you've got the 13 Blizzard Snow. It is in the colors of Mr. Poe. Now, will be stepped up by Paul Peter, and this is half a sister to a certain Mauritian who is now plying his trade in the Eastern Cape. The rest, well, let's have a look. It is Blizzard Snow, second favorite, 5-2. It's 10-1 and better about those. The best priced of those is a 5 Asian Delight.
Yes. Now, unfortunately, there's no comment from any of the trainers with regards to their first timers in the front of the computer form. But what I can say is I'm very relieved to see there is anti-post support for the favorite because I don't like the form on offer over here.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives me a little bit of confidence in that number 11 musical scores fancied.
Yes.
I don't have any inside information with
Yes.
regards to that, but he did open it as big as 15 to 10 and he's now into 17 to 20.
Yes.
Let's touch on his dam. His dam was very quick.
It's the
She won all her races over 1,000 meters. I think she won the listed Bohemia. All his siblings performed well over sprinting trips, so there's a lot of speed on his dam side. So see if there's a follow through with regards to the market
Yes.
for number 11 musical score. I haven't bankered him in the PA. I backed him up with the other first timer. So I'm hoping one of them can run into the money. And that's number 13, Blizzard Snow. Now we all recall her dam. Blizzard Bell.
Yes.
She won 9 or 10 races, all of the sprinting trips. She ran, I think, second in the listed Milkwood. Very, very quick. Lyle Hewitson used to ride her, if I'm not mistaken, for Yvette Bremner. Is that right?
You are now sort of scratching or brushing away cobwebs as far as the brain matter is concerned.
Yeah, but listen, I don't like the form on offer over here, so I'm really happy knowing that I am going to survive with either of these first timers.
And it has to be said, and I say this with all the reverence in the world, and I'm sure he'd back me up, Mr. Poet, to spend such money on a first time or a horse is not in his modus operandi. But this obviously has got something special about it.
Yeah, she must have good confirmation, and she's well bred. She is a filly, so she does get that allowance from the favorite. Let's see how she goes. She's got the outside draw. If she breaks well, she could be on a bicycle.
We wish Mr. Poet well in his latest venture. That is the first leg of the PA, and as you can see there, it is 192 Rand, the outlay to that PA that starts race 2 at 5 minutes to 1. Okay, so we have the season as approaching. That is the PSL season as far as overseas is concerned. The most popular league in the world, that is the EPL, is well underway. And of course, they've got those cup fixtures midweek. So you can get onto that Betway app and you'll be able to get some good value in all your autocoms in the soccer. Let's go back to the racing. And at 1:30, we get into race 3, the first leg of the pick 6. And now here, we find what is the best bet of the day according to our tipster in a computer form. That is Mr. Brendan Gaylord, and that is the one, the Plum Blossom, at 22 to 10. 2 Ambitious, 87 to 2, 4 to 1 about the 6 Quayo Che. Then we've got the 4 Silky Jet, once again in the colors of Mr. Poe, 9 to 2, 8 to 1, and better bar those quoted runners. So that is race number 3, a very trappy affair again, following the steps, the footsteps of race 2. Nothing to really write home about.
Yes, let me just put it out there. I'm brassing this favorite, Plum Blossom, in the opening leg of the pick 6. I've only gone with 2 runners, namely numbers 4 and 5.
Yes.
My top choice is Silky Jet, but let's just touch on Enchanted Royal. Now, in her penultimate start when she ran 3rd, if I'm not mistaken, in that race was City Lights. And she was beaten about 5 lengths by City Lights, who just got touched off by Party Punch. So last time out, well beaten, but she was a spent force a long way from home. I think she's better than that run. I actually watched her move down to the start. She's a lovely, big, strong filly, this Enchanted Royal. I think SK, much stronger handling in the irons this time round.
Oh, we saw that on Sunday. He's definitely back with a bang.
Yes, so I think she's going to push forward, and I can certainly see her rolling on, contesting the finish. But if you're using City Lights as the line horse, I think the right filly in the race is Silky Jet. Now, have a look at her dam, sis. Vanilla Jet.
Sky.
Vanilla Silk.
Silk, rather.
Do you know that? Does that ring a bell?
Recently, we had yet another debutante run in out of that same dam line. Please.
Now, she's related to Sunshine Silk, the winner of the Caradoc Gold Cup over 3,200 meters. There's a lot of stamina on the dam side. And look who she's trained by.
She is trained.
And I'll say it,
the king of the staying stayers.
King of the staying trainers. Here's a filly that's had the perfect preparation leading into this race. A soft comeback run. I don't think it was a strong field whatsoever. In my mind, she improved in her second run after a rest. Now she's been stepped up in trip. Listen here, there's no certainty that she's going to enjoy the extra, but I think she's going to love it based on who she's related to. So I'm going 4 from 5 in that order.
4 from 5, that is the way of Mr. Marie, and certainly the king of stayers. Mr. Mowing, he had prime example in the winner's box, beating the highly regarded and short priced Razor Hallelujah just 6 days ago by the time we get to Wednesday. All right, so it is the race number 4 where we head to our first jackpot. It's a maiden plate over the 2,000 meters. Off time is 2:05. And of course, it is another trappy contest, but unlike the preceding 3 races, there's a bit of meat on the bone to work with. And Daryl will take us through that. I'll just give you the top 2 or 3 in the betting. The 13, the Cane Train at 3-1. 7-2 is the 4 Master TikTok. The 1 High IQ 6-1. The 3 Oraniamund is at 6-1 at 7s and better. Daryl, I think this is where we leave you the stage to just take us through how we survive first leg of Jackpot 1.
I think Robin Claessen's got a strong hand over here. I'll give her both her runners winning claims over here. Let's start with number 8, Rastignac. Now, I thought it was a fair comeback. His first run for a new yard in the work riders, and then last time out, I really thought he'd finish second at worst. And at the 800, he was well beaten already. So I'm putting that down to a poor second run after a rest. I'm giving him one more chance. He comes back in trip. He's having his peak run, and he's got a neat draw. So I think Striker sticks with him. Let's see. He's certainly going to show improvement on his latest efforts. The Cane Train's ready to win. Just touched off last time out. He's got a long ball back straight to assist in overcoming that wide draw. He does show early toe, so he should be able to get into a striking position quite easily. Yeah, he's knocking at the door loud. He's going to get it right one of these days. Quelly Main, number 14, is held twice by the favourite, but in my opinion, he might have moved up too soon in his later start. His second run after rest, he's having his peak run. I don't think there'll be much separating Quelly Main and the Cane Train. And then I've included Master TikTok, although I'm not a fan of his form lines. High Q number 1, unexposed over this trip. Oraniamund has to be included. I make this race very tricky.
No roll of the dice?
No, not today.
All right, that is the first leg of the first jackpot. The outlay will be 216 Rand, as you see. There are no bankers, but still quite a tight outlay of 216 Rand. All right, so we're at the halfway stage, or at least into the second half of an 8-race program on day 2 of our stay at the vaal back-to-back meetings Tuesday and Wednesday, Classic Track Tuesday, Standside Track Wednesday, and in a merit-rated 74 handicap over the 1,000 meters. It's looking at the betting. This is early betting. We are previewing on Monday for Wednesday. Hence, we haven't got a form update for the 2 Parlor Millions would have run on a Tuesday. But the 3 John Wick was liked by the stable last time out. Can go one better this afternoon, perhaps, or Wednesday afternoon, 5-2. 1 Munchkin, 33-10. Second favorite is the 6 Commander of All. 33-10, 9-2 is the 4 Pendragon, 11-2 and better by those quoted runners. The merit rated 74. 74 handicap is our first one on the afternoon, Mr. Marie. Field of 8. How do we negotiate that?
Yes. What's interesting over here is Gavin's been riding Pendragon recently, and he's opted to take the ride on Commander of All. Now, he rode them both in their last starts. Pendragon disappointed. Commander of All ran a cracking third behind Written in Stone. On that occasion, he actually hit the front at the 400, and he just came up for air very late. Drops back to 1,000. I don't think that's going to be of any concern, and I give him strong winning claims over here. You know, in his penultimate start behind the Navy lock, he's way better than that efforts. Everything went wrong for him. Even Fabian said it wasn't a great ride in one of his previews. I'm leaning towards the stable companion. I think Fabian's got a strong hold of here.
Captain Efficient.
No, John Wick.
John, oh yes, of course. He likes John Wick last time. He really
yeah, they were
John.
very, very unlucky. They would have had I think the bookies would still be paying them off if he had to have won the last race.
Yeah, this was the same day as Wind Within Me. Wings
Yes,
Within Me won.
yes,
Yes.
yes. So, funny enough, he's had 13 starts to date. Last time out was his first run of 1,000 meters, and he just got touched off in the dying strides. Do you recall his dam, Garibaldi? I'm sure she was trained by Paul Lafferty. Very quick filly or mare. Off the same mark. By now, we'll know if Secret Accords frank the form because we're recording this on Monday morning.
Yes, indeed.
Now, Secret Accord runs on Tuesday. And when we did that preview, we mentioned they're coming in hot, frank that form already. So I'm leaning towards John Wick over the stable companion Commander Wall. I'll give chances to Pendragon and Munchkin.
Okay, now just remember, your thoughts on the Pendragon. Gavin is a ratings man. He will jump on a horse when he thinks the rating is just right. That is our thoughts of to race number 5. And no bankers once again, but cheaper outlay for the second one, 144 Rand, and it gets underway at 14:40 with the running of race number 5. All right, so as we progress through to the last opportunity to get involved in a pick 3 with the running of race 6, the fillies and mares are 78 divided handicap. We have a 2-1 favorite, and that's the 4 across the pond. The 1 Volara A Mambo, that is Mr. Kachedi for Mike de Kock is a 3-1. 33-10 is the 3 Mickey's Bomb. And then you got the 2 Mary Reed. Could be anything after that maiden win, but always look the part, even before winning. 11-2, 12-1, and bet about those. Now 2-1. Is that in any way, okay, there is 2 successive seconds, close-up seconds. Is that in any way influenced by that anti-penultimate run? 3 runs back, third, 5.25 lengths to VJ's Angel. Suddenly looks a very, very good run indeed. Went on to win the Premier's Champion Stakes on Gold Cup Day, beating a very good field on that day, including the specialist.
Yep, the
and
boys.
Grand Crescendo.
She gave the boys a hiding.
Yeah.
Lovely filly. I've always liked her. I'm certainly going to be following her throughout her career, even when she's a broodmare.
Yeah.
I think she's special. Yeah, VJ's Angel. Across the pond, contested a few plated rates recently, but she's also contested a few handicaps. 4 runs back, she was off in 84. She ran third, I think. Then in her penultimate start in a handicap, she ran second off the 87. She's off the same mark, an 87. She's in fine form. Muzi knows her well, knocking at the door. That form line in that race was Golden Moment, who came out and ran second in KZN. And
2 Sundays back.
yeah, and Free in Seattle also contested that race and also ran her place in her next start. So I'll give her a chance. Mika's Bomb interests me over here. Now, in her later start with Gavin Lorena aboard, I thought she was very unfortunate. It looked like she was making a winning run. She just had to be eased at a crucial stage. And now she steps up to a mile. Listen, she's had 1 go at the mile before and she wasn't very successful, but she's strengthened up now. She's in good form. I think she's bred for it. Her dam went over a mile, if I'm not mistaken. Her sire's no issue with regards to this distance. And they've taken the blinkers off of here. Last time out, she ran against the boys. And that form line is really holding up well. Cerulean Dancer won from there. Who else won from there, Sis?
I'm trying to remember.
Written in Stone won from there.
Stone, yes.
And there's a horse that ran even further behind in that race called Dancing Dora. Came out and ran second. So I'm going in order 3 from 4.
3 from 4. Okay, that is the first leg of the pick 3, and it will be worth taking a little dabble at that pick 3. 16 Rand is the total outlay, and it's also a last chance to be involved in a pick 3. All right, so it is last double time, and that is with the running of race number 7. It is the last chance saloon for those double players, and this starts with the merit weight at 74. So it is a Wednesday that is set to have a lot of banana skins, it seems, and race 7 is no exception. But I think this is one of the better races on the card. I think the betting personally, and Mr. Marie will put me to right as this is want. One, give me a choice. That is your favorite 5-2. I think the 5 Mocha Frappe is actually generously priced at 33 to 10, 11 to 2. About numbers 6 Tumby and the 8 Full Go. We will be giving it a full go to make it 3 wins on the bounce for a Billy Boy Rater. It is 8 to 1 and a better bar those. Now, Johnny would agree with me. Mocha Frappe is a big price.
Yes. Now, I fancied his chances last time out, and he was put in the perfect position by Caden. Just didn't raise his game.
Maybe drop back to a 16.
Yeah, maybe that, because he's the son of the United States, always travels too hard in his races. Everything hinges on whether he settles in running. If he does settle in running, I'll give him a strong chance over here. Archimedes is probably one of the pace setters in this race, along with Whirly Whirly. Now, Archimedes up the Vaal straight with Jason Gates aboard. He performs at his best.
Yeah. In fact, that's
the
what I
jockey
put down.
gets the best out of this horse, and he's at the bottom of the boards at 12 to 1. I don't believe that represents his chances of here. I think he's got a strong winning chance of here, Archimedes.
Give me a choice.
Give me a choice. They interviewed Tony Peter or Paul Peter prior to his last start, and they rate the son of Gimme the green light. Lovely effort behind Thunny Player. Don't know if that form line's been franked by now, but there are winners from there in Max the Magician and Mount Darwin already.
And do you know who was behind Give Me a Choice when it won its maiden? You remember?
Panning Gold. Who? Karoo Gold.
Apache's son.
Apache's son.
When it won its maiden.
Okay. Yeah, and then there's others with chances of here. Whirly Whirly, maybe his last start was too soon. He's had some time off. Breath of Magic, I wouldn't discount his chances. Thumby, yeah, full goes in cracking form. Yeah, hard race. All I want to say is Archimedes, maybe the value.
Right, we've already had your pick 3, and as far as race number 7 is concerned, this will be the second leg, and it will be quite interesting. There it is. That's your selection for race number 7. All right, so we head off to the finale, and we round off our 2 back-to-back meetings. Stay with race number 8. Now, this is the next Vaal race meeting, Thursday the 29th, and that is the Fillies of May 65 over the 1,600 meters. And what a trappy way to round off proceedings. And just having a look at a betting guide for race number 8. It is 5-2 your favorite, and that is the 2 Ginger Delight, Tony Peter and Calvin Peter. 33 to 10 is the 3 two-step Queen, and that is Muzieni for St. John Gray. And then you got 4 to 1 about the 1 Free in Seattle. And then after, you've got 11 to 2 about the 7 Can't Catch Me. And then it's a 7s, about a couple of runners, the 4 and with an E, and the 6 count your chances. And I leave it there, Mr. Marie. It is a Fillies and Mares, a lowly Fillies and Mares 65 handicap, so you need all the time you can get to discuss it.
Yes. Now, by now we'll know if... Who's that filly in race 6? St. John's filly?
St. John's, oh yes, of course. That
across the pond.
Across the pond.
We'll know if she's franked that form, the Willow Wild form.
Yes.
It's well represented of here. All of numbers 1 Free in Seattle, Ginger Delight, number 2, and 3 Two-Step Queen contested the Willow Wild race. Nothing separating the 3 of them. But what I want to say is it appears as if the pace is towards the outside in this race, because you got Summerland, you got Can't Catch Me, Leonessa, all drawn high. So for that reason only, I am leaning. I think Ginger Delight's got the most scope for improvement. Well, I know that she's only having her 3rd start, but because the pace is high, I'm leaning towards number 3, Two-Step Queen, out of those 3. And Muzi's only ridden her once and was victorious on her. So I think she should be in the money. But I'm going with the older filly of here in number 4 and with an E. Have a look at this combination when they team up together. Jockey trainer stats. 5 times for a win in 3 seconds. Have a look at her rating. Down to 64, and she had excuses in her last starts. I think she's knocking at the door. I think she's ready to just about get it right once again. I do believe that the younger fillies have got more scope for her, but I think the fact that she's nearing a very competitive mark puts her into the play over here. So I am going for number 4 and with an E as the each way bet, respect for numbers 1, 2, and 3.
That has been Daryl Murray's thoughts on what hopefully will be another great week ahead of us for both racing and South African sport as a whole.